I'm Ode. That's Vicky. I'm me. You're you. We are we.
Oh my god, that was so corny.
The You, Me, We
goodness.
podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to this week's episode of the You, Me, We podcast. I'm Ode.
I'm Vicky, and you do not know what episode this is, right? I saw that in the intro.
Yeah. No. I know what it is. Is that we have an episode 32 recorded.
Oh, you
That
never
was-
aired last week's episode?
I didn't air it last week because
Oh.
it was fun. It wasn't fun. I was going to name the episode We Fought After This. But so we do have an episode in the chamber that if we ever wanted to just put one out.
Yeah, and we actually
And the reason why I can we be real? The reason why we didn't air it was, and hey, it might even lead to a whole new conversation. We didn't air it because I feel like I was listening to
oh, no, don't even say
I
anything.
was listening to I'm a fan. Anyway, I didn't air it because the conversation we had kind of led into a conversation off air, which turned into a huge argument. And I was just like...
It was Donald Trump huge.
It was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I didn't even know it was going to be an episode 32 or 33. So I was like, let me not air it now because I might need to get a new co-host next week. So I didn't want to mess up the flow. But yeah, we got into an argument, and going back to episode,
That
3 or
wasn't
4?
even, that was not an argument.
What was it? What would you call it?
That was
all-out
like,
war? What would you call it? Basically, I left. I left the house. I was so mad. Like I was so mad.
not
I
like
was,
overnight, but
Yeah.
he
I still
took
gotta-
a break. Yeah, like
still
he came
gotta
back. Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of. It
Yeah,
was
because you make it seem when you say left.
like I left.
No.
I was
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
like it's what I got so mad. I had to
Like left would imply.
Yeah. So I had to take myself out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Cause but and I was like, nah, let's not even air this episode. Or I took it upon myself to not even air it.
I don't know why, because the episode,
I
like
don't know,
the what set it off was a little bit after. Like
Yeah.
it was from the episode, but we weren't arguing when we recorded it.
I think knowing what I know, because I was involved in it, I was just like
Knowing what I know.
knowing what I know, from what I heard of what happened with
Yeah,
us, girl,
like-
nah. I guess knowing what I know, I could see little things from the episode leading up to it, and that's why I was so bothered by the episode. But anyway, that's just me.
Okay.
So, how you been?
I've been okay.
Why just okay? Oh, you got new plants. Talk about it.
What?
Don't you have new plants in the house?
I
Even
do.
though we have other plants that have died and gone to plant heaven.
Well, that's
Or
gonna
plant-
happen. Listen, when you have plants, there's a very, very high chance that in the winter your plants are not gonna make it.
Here's
And
a question.
that happens to a lot of people. Like even people that their apartment is covered in plants and they know how to, keep plants alive. Sometimes plants, they just do not make it through the winter. They don't. Like if you live in an area that gets cold, depending on the conditions of your home, they might not make it, and that's what was happening.
At what point do we say maybe it's you?
At no point, because
If all these plants keep dying.
all plants keep dying.
Vicky, you got bodies. You should have like 4 or 5 plant teardrops coming down the side of your eye. Just out here killing plants all willy-nilly.
Yo, but you keep talking about the plants that have died, but you don't talk about the ones that still thrive, that are still in the home, growing.
And they all have survivor's remorse. Because they're brothers and sisters.
But you
have
saw how
been
he said
murdered.
all, right?
They all-
Because
anyway.
it's a good number.
So you had an okay week, or you're okay.
No,
Hurry up so I can get to my week. That's what the people want. I'm just saying, giving the people what they want. And they don't want to hear about your plans. They want to hear about my week.
anyways.
Including the Make Party Mondays broadcast, which y'all checked out.
Yeah, do
Shout
that
out
on
to
your own
y'all.
show.
Go
All
ahead.
right, anyways.
Oh.
So, really today, I feel like I tapped into my mom
Mm-hmm.
today and last night because I've been like going super hard on scrubbing down every inch of the stove.
Dominican.
Yeah, I already made a list of hitting Home Depot because like Walmart has like the stuff you use in your home,
Mm-hmm.
but Home Depot has stuff like businesses use in their business. And
Was
you know
it
that's
industrial grade? Is that
yeah,
the word?
yeah. And if that doesn't work, I have an EIN, so I will jump on a website where only like business is a business to business, and I will buy
Vicky bought
whatever
the
higher grade.
industrial brand bleach.
Yo, for
in
real,
our
like
house.
Kala might not be able to come into this house for like another week, but it will be clean.
Slept with the window open last night because the kitchen had to air
It was
out.
very, very we might have to do that again tonight too. So
Great.
yeah, there will be no eating in this house today.
Cool.
So
Because I know you hurt my stomach earlier.
I know
Your boy is hungry.
I felt bad.
Anyway,
But there is enough Dominican restaurants around here. And I felt really good because I finally got dental insurance.
Nice.
I'm so happy. You know what? I'm gonna keep it real.
Keep it real
or
keep it nasty?
No, I'm a little irritated. Because I could just be on your dental plan. But, you know, like I'm a little irritated that I gotta pay so much money for such BS coverage. Because everybody knows group rates they're way better. And they're cheaper. So I'm paying more for much, 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 much less.
Girl, let me tell you about my dental
and
plan.
year one doesn't cover like anything. So like 0 to 1 years barely covers anything. 1 to 2 years covers nothing. And then 2+ years covers a little more. But like I was in a mood when I had to pay for it.
Sounds like a personal problem.
I am a little irritated by that.
My dental plan is popping. My dental plan is popping. Notice I said my dental plan. You got to work for this coverage.
Anyway, so
yes.
I'm really happy I went to the dentist and my teeth are good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, my week was okay. Like I said, I did a new broadcast, the Make Party Podcast, on my Instagram Live and on Station Head. You guys can log in. We had a lot of fun. Check out my page. And if Vicky doesn't mind, we'll be promoting it on the You, Me, We podcast page as well.
Okay.
It's a podcast it's a broadcast, a live stream where you guys can come on air and tell the world how you make party. And I'm thinking hopefully every week I'll have a Make Party prize to give out if anyone guesses the Make Party number, which no one did. So we still have the prize, which are the Apple the Apple AirPods, and so they're still available, and you guys can get your chance. So next Monday, 9 p.m. to 9:30 p.m.
Wait, I didn't tell you why I even went to the dentist. Like why I even purchased dental insurance.
Why?
Because I have an incredible pain in my mouth.
Did they find out what it was? Was like a cavity forming or something like that?
No.
I don't know how that works.
Three of my wisdom teeth are growing in. I've never had them removed. So they're all growing in now.
I can make you dentures.
That's not going to stop.
I'm just saying for when your teeth fall. I'm just saying I'm a skilled dental lab technician. That was my major.
So one of my wisdom teeth actually has a cavity on it already. And the way it's growing, it's pressing right into the tooth, of course, because that's how wisdom teeth grow. And it's been very, very painful. That's why I went to the dentist, because I was concerned that there was something that I wasn't seeing. Mm-hmm. And it just turned out I need like 2 fill-ins and I'm good.
But you're good now.
Yeah, she's like, oh, we can, she's like, make an appointment to remove your wisdom teeth. I'm like, yeah, we're not going to do that. Because that sounds like it costs a lot of money. We're just going to let them grow. Let God do what God intended them to do, which is growing. I have enough space in my mouth. Wait, but can we just talk about this really quick before we jump into the topic?
We can. What?
Remember you said that. So that means you can't cut it off.
Go.
I watched the Beyonce special, the Homecoming Beyonce special, and I kid you not, I was in bed choking up. I wanted to start crying. The only reason why I didn't cry was because I didn't want to wake up Kalel, who he tapped into the soul of the worst child ever last night. So that's why I didn't cry. But I was so choked up watching it. Like wow, she's just
overrated. At times,
you're crazy.
I know she's not overrated, but like I said, y'all have let her put out subpar music in her
let me tell you something.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying.
No, you are, and I was thinking about that because this is what I feel like when people start to evolve in their music, people expect them to evolve in their way, and if it's not in their way, then it's trash. Like,
Yo,
I
God
like
forbid,
all her songs.
God forbid Romeo comes out with some album for like that's not for y'all. Y'all would be like, oh, he's putting out trash.
That's exactly what he did. He came out with a song with the Golden album, and the Golden album had.
You felt it was trash?
At first,
maybe he was just progressing in a way that wasn't to your liking.
That's exactly what it was. He was progressing in a way that wasn't to what I was used to from someone who sings that genre of music.
Mm-hmm.
But as I listened to the album, I was like, oh, I see what he's doing, and I started to appreciate what he was doing. Like, collaborating with American artists and introducing different kinds of music. Even like South American artists, like I didn't know who they were, and he had collaborated with them on that album. So that album wasn't mainly a bachata album, which is what he just put out. That album was more of a mix of genres, and I like Beyonce, and it's really just I am truly a fan of Beyonce, and my level of fanness is not. It doesn't stop at the music. It's about like her. I'm a fan of Beyonce. And if she puts out music, cool. If she doesn't put out music, that's cool with me too. Because I'm a fan of her. And that documentary or that special, that Netflix special, solidified why I'm such a fan of Beyonce. Like, I like that level of, I don't really look up to celebrities like that. I look up more to your everyday people that are doing great things with themselves. But after that documentary, even though I've always loved Beyonce, I mean, now I truly look up to her, because that's some next level shit. Like, I wish, and I feel like a lot of girls who love Beyonce, they look at Beyonce because that's a woman who just does. She just does.
Except for when her man cheats on her, but go ahead. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I don't care. Like, I don't take offense to any of that. She's a woman who executes, and she executes to a level that absolutely no one.
Maybe her man wouldn't have cheated.
Well, I don't think cheating has anything to do with the person. But it's. I was in complete awe, and I really was choked up watching it. Like, I wanted to cry. Like, for Beyonce, dude. For Beyonce to say that she was 218 pounds when she gave birth. Bruh. Did you see her at Coachella? Did you see her body at Coachella?
Hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars worth of trainers and people to help her.
She ate, this is what I'm talking about. She ate no sugar, no dairy, no carbs.
She's
no
Beyonce.
Nothing.
She can afford any kind of. Her snapback will always be on point. All those celebrities who be like snapback, people are like, oh my god, your snapback. Of course, their snapbacks are amazing. They have the resources.
To not eat?
No, to have like the trainers and people who are aiding them.
Okay, but that's the thing. Like, you're trying to discredit.
No, not discredit, but there's
you are because.
Oh my gosh, you Bey-Hive people get so offended.
No. You're trying to discredit her. Like, she has personal. Go ahead. Because when you're talking about someone that has done something that so many people can't, it is personal. Because I'm like, damn, if Beyonce, who has the resources, is able to do it and people still won't give her credit, what about me? No, if I were to do something like that, no one would give me credit. They won't give her credit. And she does the work.
I'm not taking away from her. I'm not taking away from her credit.
Yes, you are, because you're like, yeah, because she has the resources. But you can have all the resources in the world, doesn't mean you're gonna do anything with them.
Okay.
Just like all the kids that are born with rich ass parents. They have the resources. That doesn't mean that they themselves are going to be successful business people or have a healthy relationship with money or whatever.
I'm just waiting for Queen Carrie Hilson's documentary, and those numbers on Netflix are going to go crazy. I think that people like you just don't want to give credit where it's due. No, I don't really care about that. I'm just not a fan of her music over the past couple of years. I was a big fan of her music and some album before. I'm just, as a fan, she's one of the best performers I've ever seen live. Her band is like one of the best bands I've ever seen live or heard. I'm just not a fan of her music since after a certain point. And there were some things different. There were some elements about her music, and the people beyond her music that changed. So I guess that can account for the change. And I'm just not a fan of the sound she's had and the direction her music is on, me personally, because I was a big fan. I used to be in my car by myself blasting the 4 album. I don't know if you remember one time you came in the car a while back. I picked you up or something like that, and you got in the car and I forgot I had the song. I think it was 1+1. I think that was the 4 album playing, and I was blasting it. And I turned the car on. You were like, "Oh, okay, you just in here," but I'm just not a fan of the music. That's all. I could care less, but how much you weighed, what she did. I'm just joking, but I'm just not a fan of the music, and to the point where I felt like the music was subpar compared to the music before. That was always my biggest thing. I just felt like, she's put, I don't know, some of Jay-Z stuff recently, just bleh.
So the reason why I was getting choked up too is not only because of her dedication to what she like trying to get ready for a big ass performance after having twins, after being probably the biggest weight that she ever was in her life, which as a woman and as someone who's had a child, and anyone who's listening that's ever had a child, and like, you know, the amount of dedication it takes you just to get up and brush your teeth every day, let alone stick to a no carb, no sugar, no meat, no fish, no dairy, no nothing, but like fruits, vegetables, and water for 8 months so you can get ready for a damn performance. That in itself is like crazy amounts of respect. But it was I never paid attention to the Coachella performance because I wasn't there. So I was like, whatever, she's just singing her songs. But that special, it just really highlighted what she did, and that was so big. Like what she did representing HBCUs and their importance and what they bring to the platform as far as colleges and universities, that is unmatched. Like, I think it's really cool for anyone who went to an HBCU and got to experience all of that, because colleges are way more expensive up north and they don't even have half of that.
I saw an article somewhere.
That shit was amazing.
I saw an article that talked about, it wasn't just HBCUs, but they were talking about HBCUs as well as universities that were single gender. And they were asking, I have no opinion on this, at least none that I want to share, or even, I haven't put thought to this, basically. They were talking about, are these types of schools still needed with the way things are going? And I was like, oh, it's an interesting topic.
I do. I think so.
They were saying, are single gender schools still needed? Are HBCU or schools that focus on, like, you know, certain demographics, certain groups, certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever, certain identity groups, different, whatever. Are they still needed?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm just trying to get into the conversation. That made me think of that, because I personally, it's not that I don't care about these things. It's just like, people are too sensitive about these conversations, so you can never even if you're agreeing with somebody, you can never even get your point out unless you are saying exactly what somebody wants to hear or how it feels. So I'm always like, I don't even invest in those conversations. But it was interesting. It was interesting.
Well, her performance was very important to that culture, for the HBCU culture, and I think even for Black culture in general, it was really cool that she brought the Blackness to Coachella. Like forefront, everybody that performed was Black. Every person in her, everybody in her band is Black and is a woman. But I thought that was amazing. Like, the fact that she practiced every day for 8 months, 4 months straight just with the band, and then including the dancers and everybody that's part of her performance 4 months straight after that for 8 months.
You're talking about trust in signing it.
I know.
Having
and
all these
at
people
one
sign
point,
NDAs.
like, they were talking about how, like,
DNAs,
at one point,
NDAs, whatever you call them.
NDAs. At one point, she mentioned how, at one time on the stage, easily there could be 200 people on the stage with her. And she's like, it was important that everybody does something different, but that it all flowed together.
That's like MC Hammer days. Yeah.
How? Like, she's like, I can perform on the stage, but I can also, in my head, I can see how someone would see it in the audience. And she's like, so I was able to direct, and I'm like, yo, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I love her and how she is, and I'm such a huge fan after that. I mean, I'm an even bigger fan than Beyonce. I'm not here. I would never, like, discuss her music because I'm another level of a fan. I'm not.
Because it's subpar.
I don't really care about the music. I mean, I love her music. A lot of her music has a good message. As basic as some of the songs are, I love it. I think it's for women, adult women.
Beyonce's music?
Yes, it's for adult women, like my age, like my sister's age, my age.
I don't know. I haven't focused on music lately. I don't know.
I would say that Beyonce's music is a lot for the 25 to 40 age range.
What was that meme? There was a meme that said Beyonce's music is for, and it was like dead on. It was like, I gotta find it. It was like Beyonce's music is for women who some, but it was like dead on. But there is a demographic of women. It wasn't an age thing. It was a
cultural
thing.
It was like
a cultural, a situational type thing. I gotta find it.
But I think, I'm from that special. I was blown away. I'm like, damn. Because of that special, when she was performing, you start to take into account of looking past her in the performance, that you were looking at her dancers, and you were looking at the drum line, you were looking at the backup singers, you were looking at the band, you were looking at everybody, because you're like, damn, she handpicked every single dancer. She hand selected. She was like, I was part of the decision making process for every single thing on my stage, for every costume, every linen, she's like, everything had a purpose, and I picked everything out. Like, that is insane to me. That is absolutely insane.
Just know, like I said,
and
Queen Carrie Hilson
you know what
documentary.
I realized before this documentary came out, I don't know if anyone peeped it, she had a few dancers that were not your ideal dancer size. Mm-hmm. They were like plus girls. That is hot. Like, that is so cool, because you could tell, like, she brought out real life to her. Mm-hmm. So I thought, I could go on for forever, but
clearly, because you went on for like 20 minutes.
I don't care. It was really amazing.
So for the few listeners we still have listening.
I loved that thing. I'm going to watch it again.
Anyway, so let's go. What was our topic for this week? What are we going to talk about?
You came up with it.
But it stemmed from you wanted to initially talk about.
Oh, things we learn as we grow.
Things learn as you grow.
But we're not talking about that.
And because that made me think of a conversation I was having with a couple of my friends. For those of you who listened to our past episode, my very good buddies, Donald and Charles.
Forgot their name?
No. Anyways, but we talk a lot. And recently we've been talking about just getting older and our expectations versus reality, or expectations versus reality. And when I say expectations, I'm talking about
yourself,
your thoughts of, or what you expected for 35 to 40 when you were 21. What you thought of 40 when you were 25. Because those things changed over time. And now we're all, I think Charles is pushing 40, old. Donald and I are pushing 36, 37. 37, both, yeah. Right? I should know. No, we're saying.
Yeah, you should know.
Yeah. And we were like, I think I remember myself saying, I don't feel 37, 36, going around 37.
You don't look it. A lot of people tell me that all the time.
Well, come on. I'm black, don't crack. I drink. This is my smooth Pepsi skin. But I definitely had a view of 37, which consisted of like a certain level of stability. I felt I would be dressing a certain way.
What way did you think you would be dressing?
Because
Okay, now I'm interested.
No, because
I was interested, but now I really want to know.
When you think of 50, don't you see yourself different? Like, not just physical appearance, but you see yourself dressing a certain way. When you were younger.
Yeah.
Because I figured when you're 50, you only wear slacks, and cause that's what we saw. But now, not even 50, late 30s. But I tell people, when I'm home, it's hoodie season all day. I wear jeans and...
Jeans? You don't wear jeans at home.
I'm just saying, in general, when I'm not going to work. Jeans, sneakers, T-shirts, to the point where I could blend in a crowd, in the hood or whatever. I'll still stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
But I definitely had this view of late 30s. I'm just like, am I living that? And again, I don't feel 30. I think you guys know what 36. I think you guys know what I mean when I say I don't, like, do you feel 32 going on 33, right? Am I right?
Am I 32 going
Oh
on
my
33?
gosh.
Yes, I am. Wow. Oh my God, that's so scary.
Like,
I'm
like,
33.
like, so let's just round up for the rest of the conversation. Do you feel 33 going off of what you probably thought of 30?
No.
Okay. How should you feel?
More collected.
More collected. What do you mean?
Like my life's a mess.
I guess that's what we all thought certain ages would bring. Like 30
I thought your 20s were for you to be a hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
And that your 30s were for you to live the life you've always wanted when you were 20. Like where everything starts to fall into place.
I feel like a lot of us thought that, and now we're all 30 in our 30s like, yo, what the hell? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I remember one of us said, like, in my conversation, one of us said, like, they saw themselves with a home, family, certain things. We were just like, damn, now I'm thinking, well, by 45, I'm going to have this home and blah, blah, blah. And, like, what happened? Like, this is what it's supposed to be.
Well, you know what? How about this? By your age, where did you think you would be?
By 30, by 36 going on 37. Okay, how old am I?
Right now?
No, I mean, but how old am I pretending to be thinking about 36, 37?
I don't know. How often did that switch?
Every year. Because I would be a new... No, I'm joking. Okay, so I'm 21. I'm 21, 22, about to grad... No. Let's say we're 19. You're probably after your first year of college.
Dang. Your life changed that much that you would rearrange where you thought you would be by certain ages? Because you asked me that question, and I could tell you right now where I thought I would be at this age.
No matter what age you were.
Yeah, no matter what age I was, my life plan was to be this, have this, do this by this age.
You know what?
Like,
mine did change. Here's why. Mine changed because I would say at a young age, at the age of like 19, 20, I had like unofficial job offers and to the point where like I saw myself, I'm going to be in that career for the next 20 years or so.
Do you think you're maybe being too specific about it and not more generic?
What do you mean?
Like, by this age, I thought I'd have a house, and by this age, I thought
I'd
be whatever.
Okay, so
or like at this, because like specifically, I didn't know where in my career I would be, but I knew in more generically where I wanted to be in my career.
Okay,
maybe not which career.
Okay, so in my early 20s, I thought that by 30, I'd be married with kids.
30 what? 30 years old, period?
By 30. So that means by like...
30.
Yeah, that means by like late 20s, I saw myself... Late to mid 20s, I saw myself married with kids.
How many kids?
By then?
Yeah.
Or were you making fun of my lisp?
No, you said kids. Okay. I'm emphasizing that you meant plural.
2?
Okay.
2 little big-headed old days running around.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that mindset shifted in my mid-20s. To the point where that shifted to, I guess like it was, I didn't see that anymore. I was just like, I guess that might happen in the 30s, but it wasn't like this, that's the picture anymore. That wasn't, at one point, that wasn't the picture anymore. Mm-hmm. I was like, maybe I'll just be, in a career. I'll be dating. I'll be doing stuff. I'll just be the bachelor the rest of my life. Like, so I guess because of situations, some of that did change.
Okay.
But I definitely thought that by at one point I was okay, mid-30s, late 30s, whatever, I'll be that whole in a home family, like that whole mindset came back. But I think it was more of a feeling. I just felt I would, because like I don't feel 36. I feel like my mind is still younger. I don't want to say young because we're all still young, but I don't know. I just felt like I would have this more old-timey feel to myself from 37 and I don't... Do you feel you're 33 mentally? Not just coordinated and stable-wise or your life in order. Like mentally. Do you feel you're what... Mentally, yeah. Go ahead.
No, and that is
emotionally.
But that is because of where I am in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like everything is still chaotic in my life.
Yeah.
And so that hasn't given me the opportunity to see, like to evaluate myself mentally the way you're asking, because I'm still basing it off of the chaos in my life. So when that is less chaotic, then I will feel I have progressed. And if I progressed, then in my head I have progressed and blah, 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 blah. So it kind of like one does affect the other. They're interdependent.
Society lied to us. Or the people we looked up, not we looked up, but the people we made our, the people we used to model what we thought 30s looked like, either lied to us or we were just totally off. Because we were probably thinking, look at that adult. And they were probably just like, damn, my life is a mess.
Yeah,
but we swore they had this stability in, going on. We swore they had everything in order. We swore they had this maturity to them. And now I'm looking back, like, knowing what I know and where I'm at, I'm like, nah, they probably didn't. They just, kids just viewed them, younger people just viewed them a certain way.
Yeah, because they had more than them.
There you go. They had more than us. And that's why we thought they were.
Because they
had their own place, but we didn't realize.
Because we equate success as having your own things, or the appearance of having your own things. So if you have your own car, your own place, you have a job, then that's success to us.
And it all goes back
at that age, because that's all we want: independence.
Now it all goes back to the dangers of social media and acting like you got it. Because now the youth are like,
now it's amplified.
Yeah. We're always gonna go back to that.
Yeah, but you know, when I was younger, because you didn't ask, so I'll answer myself. So when I was younger, I thought I would be top in within the top people of whatever job I'd be at. That I would be a lot more put together. I didn't think I would be married, so at least I got that right.
You right.
Didn't really picture myself having any kids. I was just, that's all I really, at this age, all I really thought was I'm gonna, be top in whatever company and making moves professionally. That's all I ever imagined.
What percentage of what you thought your 30s would look like are you living? If that question makes sense. Factor in everything. And that's a question that I guess I'm going to pose to everyone listening right now. What percentage of what you expected for the age you're at now are you actually living?
Maybe 20%.
20? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Just 20?
I'm being generous.
Okay, be real.
I was going to say 5%.
Gosh, damn. I would say I am living 65.
That's good.
To 70% of what I thought, of where I thought it would be.
That's really good.
If I had to factor in all the different visions I had of 30, 36, 37.
I would say 5%.
Didn't see myself in Jersey, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, we're just.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't see myself in Jersey. I remember I grew up in Brooklyn. Jersey was miles and miles and miles and miles. It was miles and miles away, but Jersey was the other side of the world sometimes. But yeah, I didn't see myself being this newly anointed Jersey kid, until I started hanging out in Jersey every summer. But here I am. Not in Perth, boy. Okay. Now this is what the conversation we were having in my group chat was. One word to describe your outlook on 33, on 34. I'm asking you that. And the same for me. For anyone listening, one word to describe how your outlook or your approach to whatever age you are, or whatever milestone you're approaching. So approaching 35, approaching 40. One word to describe it. The word that was used from one of my friends in our group chat was it was the equivalent of fudge. That's what he says. He's like fudge.
I would say anxious.
Anxious. I don't know that. What's today's date?
Today's the 18th.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Anxious. Mm-hmm.
Why anxious?
Because I feel that 5% is going to turn into 4%, then it's going to turn into 3%, then it's going to
So
turn into 2%.
a negative anxious.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm not, I don't feel that my life is moving in the direction that I wanted to be at that moment.
Then this is my best motivational speaker impersonation. Then you turn that car around and you get on the right path.
Okay.
Pay me $100,000 to come speak at your college to your students.
You're so annoying.
Somebody said, I think it was Rory on the Joe Budden podcast. He said motivational speaker is like the biggest hustle. But anyways, y'all all buy into it. Go ahead. Damn.
Yeah.
For
I'm just
me,
very anxious.
my word would be. Is there a word that combines optimistic and scared and somewhat pessimistic, but yeah, still optimistic, but I don't know.
I don't know.
But I would say mine is optimistic and optimistic. I'm optimistic about because my next big one I would say would be 40, and I feel like it's such a distinguished age.
Yeah, I feel like 40 is very distinguished.
And I'm hoping by then I have my little salt and pepper beard. I'm really can't wait for my salt and pepper beard.
Like, look what you have. Like, you're like, oh, I hope I get a salt and pepper beard.
Yeah, I want a salt and pepper.
I'm like, I hope my life falls into place together.
But for me, I could win the lottery, but if I don't have my salt and pepper beard, it's not worth it. Because that's where the distinguished gentleman look comes from. So I want my salt and pepper beard. But I'm optimistic about it. Cause I feel like I may not be where I expected I would have been.
Mm-hmm.
I would be at 36, going on 37. But I think I like the trajectory that my life is going.
Trajectory. Yeah, I like
Yo,
that
I am
word.
using SAT.
My life's trajectory
MCAT.
is going in the negative direction.
Then you grab that trajectory, you flip that trajectory around, and you trajectorize that trajectory in the trajectory.
Yeah, I wanted to see how you were gonna put that in the sentence again.
So yeah, I'm optimistic about it. But I'm scared too because, like I said, I'm not where I want to be. What if I get to 40 and I'm still not there?
What's there?
You know what? For me, there is when I'm just I don't mean this in a negative way, but I'm just coasting. You know, every day I wake up, I throw on my comfortable clothes. This is what I thought of, certain ages. I throw on my comfortable clothes. I go to my comfortable job where I do my work, and I at the end of the day I punch out at 5. I get in my car, I come home, and I enjoy my home life. I just saw like 30
every day.
I just saw like 35 and up as this like calm, relaxing, peace.
I don't know.
Does it make sense?
Because I've never thought of 35 and 40 like that.
I don't know.
Because you're raising kids at that age. They're older. They're more active. Like, that's when you're raising kids.
But that was all involved in it. I saw myself, then on the weekends, you woke up and you attended the soccer game or the whatever team they're on. But there was a piece that went with it. Everything we're doing now, there was like a piece that went with it. I thought I saw at 40 or being shared amongst 40 plus year olds. I just assumed there was this piece that comes with that age.
I think.
Help me out if you're listening.
I think that what you're talking about, that's on you. I don't think that that's something that life gives you. I think that's all on you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could have that piece now. That's up to you.
I always felt like because in your 20s, that piece isn't there because you're still like transitioning into whatever, you're still going through the motions. You're still learning stuff. You're still trying to find a job. You're still trying to find that stable relationship. So that piece wouldn't be there in your 20s.
Right.
Because that's the wave. Mm-hmm. And then you get over the wave and you scream, I am Moana. And then and your grandmother comes out as a sea.
Yeah, I just think I think it's a you thing. I don't think that there's anything that life is gonna give you that brings you that.
I think it's because I think it's because we see ourselves at a certain age with a certain sense of stability,
Which you have.
don't just assign stability to me, which is what we did when we were younger. We figured, oh, you have stability in your life. So I just thought there was a peace that came with it. There was a peace that came with having the good job, the home, the family. There was a peace that came with it. And so once you had that stuff, or once you got to that age, that's what you would have, and you would have that peace. So that's what I'm looking. That's what I expected, and that's what I'm still kind of looking for. This doesn't make sense to you because, like you said, you're only living 5% of what you thought. So if you understand what I'm talking about and you're listening,
you're saying
I'm going off of my expectations, what I thought.
Right.
It's the only way I can explain it.
Right.
Okay.
But you have all that.
Doesn't mean when I go to work it is that peaceful. It's stressful sometimes. Or home, it's stressful. Again, it goes off of the expectations we had, as well as things we thought would be there. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I'm not acknowledging that I have some aspects of it, but it's what we thought came with it. Mm-hmm. We thought there was this wake up and open the curtains and birds are chirping.
You watch way too much TV when you were a kid.
Anyways, so yeah, that's it. That's what I thought and expected and hoped for. So I think maybe it is like you said, it is us coming to terms with. It's us molding or making late 30s, 40s into something we're comfortable with, or making it our own and not what we thought.
Or learning where to cut back so that you can have that.
Trying to take stabs?
No, I'm saying a lot of times we already have what we are always trying to look for. And because we're so like clouded with everything else, like we're not focusing. Like if my list is I want to have A, B, C by this age, and I technically have it, and I don't take a step back to realize that, and then just put all my energy into A, B, C because that's what I said I wanted, and I need to learn how to be happy with it. Then you're never ever gonna have that. You're never going to be like that. Like instead of feeling 5%, you should feel 100%.
Do you feel you're guilty of that as well? Where there's something if you stopped and really look at it, you'd be like, it's more than 5%.
Yeah. But I feel like there's a lot more that isn't what I thought I would have by now. So that overpowers.
Negative Nettie. Nancy. Nedrick. Just negative.
Okay.
Shout out to everybody who have been listening to all of our episodes.
Yes.
Continue to share, please. And check out my show, Mondays.
Oh, and also thanks for everyone who tuned into that live.
Yes.
When I had to wait for the water company. I was so happy that you guys came in. I thought I'd be in a live all by myself. I was about to start talking about some random stuff.
I think that's the most awkward part. When you go into somebody's live and you see it's just like you and them. You're like, what do you, and then the person just there like, yeah, so and like.
I'm like the first person that hopped on. I was like, hey girl, like stay with me, please. But it was really fun, and I had to end the live right when it started to get like really funny. Because the water company had just arrived, and I was talking about how my friend, like I've been telling her since we moved in that I was gonna invite her over, and I was, like she I went to visit her in 2017. I went to visit her, and she had like this whole display of food in her house, like. She made chicken, she made shrimp, she had avocado, she had rice, beans, tostones. Like, she had the whole layout. She had salad. And I said I would have her come over. But she wants me to cook like her. Like, girl, I can't cook like you. That's not happening. So we started talking about that. But we were mainly talking about, like, how do people go to the gym and stay at the gym? But it was funny. Because you had, like, one guy that works out. He works out hard. Like he works out at a like gym where they have like one treadmill and everything else is free weights. And like those really heavy weights.
Of course I know.
Yeah. And then like once he told me what gym he went to, I was like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. And then you had like other people. One Daniela, she said she doesn't wear headphones.
What do you mean?
She doesn't wear headphones. She doesn't wear headphones.
She just goes off of whatever they're playing in the.
Not even about the gym. She just doesn't wear headphones.
Okay.
Isn't that weird to you? Have you ever met someone who does not wear headphones?
If they're not listening to music, if they don't like listening to music at all.
Never, because she's
on
like
her own kind of thing, I guess.
She says she doesn't like. She likes to be aware of her surroundings. I'm like, that's crazy. I've never met a person.
Turn the volume down.
Who doesn't wear headphones? That's nuts.
That's why I like my.
I was really shocked.
I don't know what the experience is with Apple AirPods, but I like my Galaxy Buds because I feel like I'll have my Galaxy Buds in sometimes in one ear and just continue functioning, talking on the phone, conversations with people in front of me, and I feel like I'm good. But I get that. I get that.
I mean,
concern.
I understand.
Yeah.
I definitely get that because you should be aware of your surroundings.
Okay.
But yeah, it was fun. The live was fun.
Thank you all for tuning in, and for tuning in, of course, to this episode of the You, Me, We podcast.